Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Tiny Mike Tarot. Why is it called Tiny Mike Tarot? Because I use a tiny mic. Duh. I am back again with another pick a card reading. I have 3 groups for you to choose from. Going from left to right, I have group 1, which is the rock, group 2, which is the starfish, and group 3, which is the shell. Please keep in mind this is a general reading, so it will not resonate with anyone. If it does, please don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe. It helps my algorithm, and maybe I'll even get to 20 subscribers one day. Super exciting. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Yada yada yada, blah blah blah, take what resonates. So pick which group. Timestamps will be in the description, and I'll see you guys then. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back. If you chose group 1, you chose the Hagstone. It is also known as the Witch's Stone. It's a strong protection talisman. It can help with enforcing emotional boundaries, obviously a strong connection to the element of water since that's where they originate from. It's considered sacred and offers protection from the evil eye. To me, this rock also suggests dabbling in things that you know you shouldn't, but can't help but be tempted to for the time being. So that's group 1. We're going to go ahead and start off with the Goddess Oracle card, and the goddess that came out for you was Gula. Gula is the Babylonian goddess of healing and medicine. Her message is essentially now is the time to address the facets of your life that need healing, set and enforce healthy boundaries, dig deeper into yourself, and with both eyes open, learn your inner self all over again. Healing is also about the physical aspect of yourself, so make that doctor's appointment, make that therapy appointment. You deserve care as much as the next person. So that was Gula to start out for your Goddess Oracle reading. All right, so the first card that and these were pre-shuffled and pre-drawn, so obviously I've had a peek at them before just for full transparency. The first card that came up was the Knight of Wands, Ace of Pentacles reversed, 5 of Wands, Knight of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, the High Priestess, 4 of Wands reversed, the Sun reversed, 6 of Cups, the Fool, Queen of Swords, and 6 of Wands. So, let me just take a moment here. The overall feeling, there are parts of you that seem to be at war or conflict with yourself. You are also torn between being the rescuer and being the person rescued. Your outer confidence and bravado hides your need to be nurtured. Your outer adult and your inner child don't seem to agree on much these days, except for the fact that you both want to be happy, healthy, and comfortable. A relationship is not your current focus right now, even if you are in one. There is conflict there as well that you are willingly blinding yourself to, and you retreat back into solitary pleasure, looking for that comfort. Your masculine energy is also at war with your feminine energy, and there could be a little drama online with rumors and tea being spilt that isn't helping matters any as well. There also may be a little compulsory feeling towards long-term commitment that you feel you're bound to be more interested in or happy about. It almost feels like you're honor bound, but inner you is just like 2021, new year, new me. This is a year I start living. So let's go into a little bit of deeper detail. With the first card is the Knight of Wands. Rushing into situations without thinking actions or consequences. I feel that you've started to do this more lately. While quick thinking and action is not always a bad thing, as sometimes you need a rapid response to situation. The issue comes when you rush in and aren't fully prepared for that situation, and you don't have adequate knowledge of what's going on. In those cases, again, it means not having all the knowledge at your disposal. And so you're operating with like hands tied behind your back, that you're in the dark. And this feels like a long-term pattern for you. Followed by the Ace of Pentacles reversed. What really got me in this card is the lily flowers in the background. Those really got my attention. And I did have to look up the meaning. And the obvious funereal ones were there, like it's mostly associated with death. Death is just another form of transformation. But the one that really resonated was both sadness and happiness together. So this goes back to the overall reading of energies in conflict with one another. You feel it from both sides, and at first there feels that there is a sense of balance, but it's not really balanced. There is something about your current situation, possibly work, that makes you both happy and sad. It's possible that it gives you financial security or something close to it, but you're finding less and less joy and satisfaction in it. There's a certain heaviness to your responsibilities, and it's weighing on you, and it has been weighing on you for quite some time. You also have a lot more, not necessarily pessimism, but little stuff that shouldn't bring you down is bringing you down. And it's almost like a manic swing upwards when the stuff that you get praised for is you react with more euphoria than what's warranted, which goes to show that there's a lot of energy out of balance with your entire situation. And I said the heaviness of everything is starting to weigh on, and it's starting to bring you down a lot more. This in turn brings us to the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is about conflict, and you may find yourself being more verbally bitey or prone to letting your emotions overrun you, which goes back to the Knight of Wands. You're emotional, you're charging in, you're not, not fully aware of what's going on. This card also tells me that this conflict is more friend or family related. A close group that formed camaraderie, with one another is more prone to the infighting. Tempers are short, and harmless teasing that could be turning into something more where egos are getting bruised, and it gets harder to shrug off those insults. And I feel it's an all around. Your energy is affecting the energy of those around you, and vice versa. So it's not just you, and I hope that it's not coming across as I'm bringing you down and I'm shitting all over you. I'm just saying that your energy is having an effect on people, which in turn affects your energy as well. So that's what I'm getting with the Five of Wands. And like I said, it's getting harder to shrug off the little bitey comments or whatever, and that makes you angry and that makes you upset, which then leads to the Knight of Swords. This time you're rushing in with the weapon raised, but this card tells me that you are close to the point of caring that, or it feels like sometimes that you don't care what the repercussions are. You're tired, you're frustrated, you're feeling like you have to do everything on your own, and you may have had to for quite some time. Your words are no longer heavy and blunted and bruising. Now they're increasingly sharp and hurtful, and they're drawing blood when you didn't need them to be. Or if it's not to that point yet, you're having to bite them back because you know the potential for them to really hurt someone on a deep karmic level is there. So that brings us to the Nine of Coins. And we're segueing from the masculine energy into the feminine energy. The Nine of Coins, traditionally this card is about material comfort over companionship. You see she's decked out, she's got everything needed, she's alone except for this bird here. However, the feeling I get with this card is that while you may be financially comfortable, again, from the work situation mentioned above, your loneliness is becoming apparent, which could be fueling the frustration and the wanting to be rescued. I also feel that someone is whispering in your ear, like a little bird told me, like Twitter. I get Twitter, I see a bird, I think tweet, I get social media. I feel that you're also spending a lot of time on social media as well. You're looking at websites, you're doing a lot of stuff and then checking up on here or there, or not stalking, but you're creeping on some profiles, be honest. And you're feeling stuck in place. There's nothing really going on. At first glance, you have everything you need, but I mean, the loneliness is there, and it's not helping matters any. Which brings me to the Eight of Swords reversed. Part of you looks down, in conjunction with this card, at your yearning to be rescued. You think that you are a strong, independent person who don't need no knight in shining armor. You feel that you can be your own knight in shining armor, but there's that part of you that is just, you want someone to step in and take care of you. And even though you put yourself in this place and you can easily remove yourself, you're still willfully closing your eyes and blinding yourself to the situation. You just don't feel that you're up to the emotional or spiritual work at the moment, or the emotional or mental work. And you just really want someone to care about you so hard that they rescue you from yourself. But at this point, this is self-inflicted. You've put yourself in this situation, and you have to get yourself out, and it's going to take work, and nobody wants to hear that. We have followed by the Empress card. So this card is the true balance that you have inside you. It's the balance of strength and weakness, of light and dark, and it is the pinnacle of divine energy and knowledge. But it's also the nadir, or the trough of willful ignorance. So you see, we've got balance on one end, we've got willful ignorance in the middle, and then we've got independence and solidarity, or excuse me, I'm having trouble talking for some reason, solitary existence on the other end. You are strong and independent and aggressive. You feel that you need to be strong, independent, aggressive, knowledgeable, untouchable, helpless, adult, responsible, beautiful, serene, poised, but still in need of someone to rescue you. And it's a lot, and no one can be everything all at once. And you shouldn't have to be everything all at once. Then we have the Four of Wands reversed. You're having serious trouble coming to terms with a lot of what is expected of you. The adult portion of your life that tells you you need a good job and that you are satisfied, as well as a committed relationship. And you're kind of balking at that. These are expectations that other people have placed upon you, and you're finding it harder and harder to bear the weight of those expectations, because all you want is to be the sun reversed. You want to be happy and recapture that childlike happiness with the world, and you feel that is not an option for you right now. It's not meant for you, because you have to be the wife or the breadwinner, and you have to be helpless and need to be rescued, but you have to have all the knowledge and poise and serenity of the high priestess. And it's frustrating, and you just want that childlike innocence back, which is what brings us to the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups, you want and you need tenderness. This is also a callback of your desire to be sheltered and protected. You miss the parts of you that were filled to the brim with innocence. It could be that you felt that innocence was taken from you in a particularly hurtful or traumatic manner, which could also be why you keep wanting someone to rescue you, but you've always felt like no one is coming and you have to do it yourself anyway, so what's the point? And then we have the Fool. So you cannot willfully keep your eyes closed and expect to have forward progress on your path. You need to open your eyes and pay attention to what's going around you to make every step count. You have to take that step with knowledge and thought and planning. You can't just rush in and expect everything to turn out and expect to have progress. Nothing is going to happen that way. And this isn't all, I mean, it's not all bad. It's not bad at all. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, your thoughts and your feelings are valid. And if you do the work and you open your eyes and you come to terms with, you know, the healing steps that you have to take, and then you establish boundaries. The Queen of Swords is all about boundaries. She has her sword at the ready, but she's not going to act without proper judgment or knowledge. She protects herself, not only mentally, but emotionally as well. And it's fine to be an emotional person. I'm an emotional person. Oops, sorry, I hit my mic. But you cannot let your emotions dictate your entire life. That doesn't serve your highest good, and it doesn't serve the highest good of those around you. And again, she's ready, but she's listening. She's awake. Her eyes are open, and she's fierce in her protecting of those she cares about. And she's fierce in protecting herself as well. But she's not, recklessly charging in with her sword drawn. And again, not paying attention to what's going on around her. She's awake. She's awake. And yes, Six of Wands, you have work ahead, but it'll be worth it in the end. You are surrounded by loved ones cheering on your hard work. You've had success. The conflicts of your past have been dealt with, and you emerge victorious. So emotional work is never fun, and going inside yourself is never fun. And realizing that you're just as human as the next person always seems to take us by surprise. We're so concerned about telling our friends and families that your feelings are valid, you deserve to have this happiness, be gentle with yourself, take care of you. But when it comes to us, we often don't extend ourselves that same care and concern. And this reading, I feel, is about extending yourself that same care and concern, of treating yourself with respect and acknowledging that you're not a perfect person, that you have positive and negative aspects about you and traits. And that's part of who you are. But again, you have to get yourself out of this current situation. Whatever situation you put yourself in, you have the power to remove yourself from it. And there are also probably some realizations that you have to come to about what you want out of life. I mean, while we romanticize childhood, a lot of us would never go back to it, period. A lot of us wouldn't. And a lot of us had traumatic childhoods that we shudder to think about having to relive. And that is also part of the healing process of letting that go and finding that balance between being independent and needing emotional support or financial support or mental support. It's all coming. But there's work that you have to do. And I think you're fully aware of this. And I think that's why this reading is about healing, and is about taking control of your path and your destiny, and not just rushing in blindly. All right, next I'm going to do some Whispers of the Ocean Oracle cards for advice. The first one I got is disengage from outcomes. Let go so you can open yourself to the highest love that you deserve. Find ways to release worry or any unresolved lack of forgiveness that you might be holding on to. Setting up parameters. There's that boundaries. Assess your relationships and determine how they are aligned with your goals. Setting boundaries requires an honest evaluation of your present relationships. I also think this has a lot to do with our expectations that are forced upon us as adults and how our home life should be, who we should love, who we should date, who we should marry. I mean, who we can't fuck, who we can. I think that has a lot of thinking that you have to dwell on as well. Help appears in various ways. There is much support for you. Sometimes you may get so adrift you forget to look at the support systems that are within you continually. And again, I feel that you're not alone. Even though a lot of the work that you do relies on you, you're not alone. And there are support systems out there, whether it's your therapist, whether it's your primary care physician, whether it's, your friendly neighborhood witch or your aunt or your sister or someone who always knows the thing to say that sparks an idea within you that lets you go on your way, or helps you advance in some measure. Next, we have convey your meaning. Reflect on the way you communicate with others and with yourself. Be sure to express your thoughts and feelings from your heart with respect and sincerity. I think this also comes back to the Five of Wands energy, where there's all that conflict and you're having to bite backwards. And again, extending that care that you give to those closest to you back to yourself as well, because you are just as deserving of those soft words as the next person. Absolutely. Gentle moderation. Take your time. Pressure from others or yourself can be released by renegotiating what you are trying to accomplish. I think a heartfelt look at the goals that you want to accomplish really should be given a second look, especially if you're feeling stuck in this current energy and you're not sure on what path to take. Sit down. And this advice was actually given to me very recently. Think about, in realistic terms, what you want, whether it's relationship wise, which I don't get a feeling that you're mostly concerned about a relationship right now. This is all on, you feel you should be at a different point than what you really are in your life right now. And I think that's kind of hitting you hard at the moment, which I think goes back to the job as well. So sit down and think about what realistically you want. What is the ultimate end goal? And then work back from that. Reverse engineering, kind of, sort of. The gift of neutrality. Balance is at work in your life. Yin and yang are opposites in energy, but reside side by side to create the gift of neutrality. Again, that's the High Priestess energy. I mean, light and dark, knowledge and spirituality. This is true balance. And that also goes for emotional and intellectual. You have to find that balance as well. You cannot be ruled strictly by intellect, nor can you be ruled strictly by emotions. That's not healthy in either way. Shedding the old. There is a change coming your way. Cultivate a sense of adventure so you'll be able to see the new prospects. But when you do that, let me get the card. You have to have your eyes open. You have to have your eyes open. Otherwise, you're going to kick the dog, fall off the cliff, crack your skull open. Okay. And then all the king's horses and all the king's men won't be able to put you together again. So yes, cultivate that sense of adventure. Find something that makes you smile. Find something that gives you just the littlest kick of purpose. It doesn't have to be this huge life-changing, incident where you move across country and start a new career under a fake name. It could be just taking an online class or buying that 48th copy of a tarot deck or whatever it is. Just the littlest thing to help open your eyes so you're fully aware of where you're going. And then finally, blend into the environment. You have many skills and can fit in any situation. Take time to assess what's going around you and adapt accordingly. You have the strength within you to pretty much succeed at what you set your mind to. I think the problem is, and I am sorry if I'm sounding like I'm lecturing you, I get that a lot. It's not a problem. The issue is you lack the confidence in yourself. You may possibly lack I'm trying to think of how I can say this, and the words are just literally stuck in my throat. You can succeed when you put your mind to it. The problem is you don't want to put your mind to it. You are still caught up in that childlike energy and the innocence of when you didn't have responsibilities and how great that was. And again, we all think about, it was so easy when I didn't have to pay bills, and the hardest thing I had to do was go to kindergarten and play with the blocks, blah, 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 blah. No one ever, I take that back. You hardly ever hear someone say they want to relive their childhood. And so there's a lot of things that deal with not necessarily growing up, but maturing. And you can still be 42 and immature as fuck. I mean, I know I am. So there's a lot going on here. And this is a heavy reading. And I'm fully aware, and I apologize. So I'm going to pull some Starseed, Oracle, and Affirmation cards. Because again, change is inevitable. Change is inevitable. It comes to us all. And this is not a bad reading. This is saying set boundaries. Take time for you. make a decision and then act upon it. So the card that jumped out was reflection. See all aspects of yourself through the reflection of the one who mirrors your hidden self. So again, that's telling you to go deep inside yourself, face some uncomfortable truths, but be gentle with yourself too, because you are a human being with flaws and awesome traits about you. It's not all, you're not one thing, you're very multifaceted. Guidance. You are not alone. You are guided by the highest masters and teachers of the highest realms. Obviously, there's going to be people there to help you along the way, but you have to take those first steps on your journey with your eyes open. And last one. Starseed. Raise the vibration of the planet through your radiant and loving light. I think that just reiterates to be gentle with yourself the way you are to the people you care about. Talk to yourself kindly, treat yourself kindly, but know that there's work ahead. You're going to get it though. You're going to get it. So I'm not worried about it. Just know that you're not alone, and in the end, you'll be good. Thanks for joining me. I apologize for any issues I had trouble speaking, and I hope you come back and check me out again sometime. Bye. Hey, Group 2, welcome to your reading. If you picked Group 2, you chose the starfish. So the starfish reminds me, obviously, of a celestial body. It represents intuition, guiding light, inspiration, and wonder. I also drew a goddess oracle card for an overall feeling of the reading. For Group 2, you got Nyx, which is about secrets, obviously. So what secret are you harboring right now? Does it need to be brought out into the open and released? This also means that divine timing is at play in your relationship right now. So release what you need to so you can be ready to receive what follows. These cards have been pre-shuffled. I did take a peek at them just for full transparency. So the first card we got is the 8 of Wands, 10 of Swords, the Star, the Chariot, Page of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, the Hermit. This one goes over here. Sorry. The Hermit, 2 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, King of Wands, Page of Wands, and Knight of Wands. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I said page. Knight of Wands, Page of Swords, Queen of Wands. Okay, so first and foremost, overall feelings for this reading are as follows. Change is in the air, and it is coming fast. I feel that you initiated this change and you're excited about it, but you're also aware that it may hurt. Well, it's gonna hurt, and it's gonna leave some scars that you will have to heal from, but the outcome is everything you hope and dream and want it to be. The phrase that went through when I was pulling these cards was "when you wish upon a star." So you're finally in the driver's seat. You felt you've had to fight to get here, and I definitely feel this is romantic relationship based. Money was a big concern of yours at first in the beginning and throughout the predominant run of the current relationship that you're in. I feel that this energy here is a new relationship, whereas this energy here is an older relationship. And there may even been a couple of false starts and stops, which kind of threw off your whole what if maybe kind of idea, but this is a new relationship that's coming. You've had to keep a close eye on what's yours, and you may have been paranoid or still maybe a little paranoid that it may not be enough. You've had a reflection of solitude, and there are times where you felt excuse me, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I just chugged a cup of tea. Where you may have felt alone, but it wasn't always, you didn't always feel lonely, but you were alone a lot. You've had a period of reflection and solitude, but now the world is literally in your hands. Like, you are ready and your eyes are open and up and you're looking out into the world. There are still people that depend on you. And there are obligations that you have to fulfill, but you're taking care of business. You're doing what needs to be done on there. You're doing the work for your future connection. So the work that needs to be done is nothing major. I feel this is a reflection of the new relationship that's coming. There's still work to do. But overall, you initiated this change and you're excited for the prospects as they come. So let's go into a little bit more in depth. So obviously, Eight of Wands, action unleashed. These wands are mid-flight, and this card always reminds me of arrows. So change is coming on the wind, new growth is there, and it's coming fast. Like, things are in motion that you've started, you're ready, you're waiting, you are excited. But you know it's not going to be painless. There's going to be some healing that you're going to have to do, and there's going to be parts of you that aren't going to be the same. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I feel the Ten of Swords is just another form of transformation. It's just not as beautifully illustrated like a butterfly. So you have the Star as well that clarified this card, and the Star is the outcome will be everything you wish it would be. Your cups are going to runneth over with emotional fulfillment. There's light and inspiration, and like, it's almost like a second spring is coming. There's new growth blossoming all around you, and you're surrounded just by emotional contentment and beauty. The water is calm, and she has an excess of it. So, I mean, as cards go, it doesn't get any, I mean, it's not a bad gig. In regards to the driver's seat, you're literally in the driver's seat. You're controlling your own destiny at this point. And I think for the longest time, you've allowed others to do that for you because it was the easier route. But you've realized the current path you were on was not what you wanted, and you initiated those changes. And you've been fighting for quite some time. Ever since you were much younger. Here you're standing in your own power, and it's confident and it's serene and it's contained, whereas when you first started out, you were brash and foolish and kind of just wanging it out there, not really sure what's going on. And you've had to fight much more than you expected you had to. Which made you exhausted, which I think set you up for this relationship that is no longer serving you right now. And I get that possibly children are involved, possibly other people. Like I said, false starts. This energy does not match the King of Wands energy. And I simultaneously feel that this is you and this is your current relationship partner. You've had to worry about the financial situation while caring for the brood, but your partner has also had to worry about their control over the situation, their control over the finances, their control over the children, their control over running the household, always paranoid that someone younger, smarter, better, more good looking is going to come and take away everything that they've worked hard for. So there's definitely dual energy in here. For the Hermit, obviously this is where you felt alone for the longest time. Even you may have even carried a torch for someone else. You've had time to walk and think about the path you were on until you decided it was no longer the path that was best for you. And once you made that decision, it's like the weight came off your shoulders. You're literally standing there with the world in the palm of your hands. So new horizons, not to get all colonialism, but there's some exploring that you have to do out there. I do feel travel is indicated in this card as well. They're looking out to calm waters, new horizons. I mean, he's very strong and determined with this card, and this card actually clarified this card. For the Six of Pentacles, there are people that still depend on you. and there are obligations that you must fulfill. But again, you're taking care of this. You're doing what needs to be done. And you're King of Wands. And again, this could be whomever your person is. But this card, the King of Wands, knows this. They're patient and they're calm. He's comfortable in his power. He knows the course of action that you are on is true. And so he waits. Which you need to remember is he believes in this connection. There's going to be one last minor fracas, one last interaction where you're going to have to fight. And by fight, I mean, it may almost be an emotional battle of your current person putting one last minimum amount of effort into not changing the status quo. But that status quo changes. You know why? Is because you guys are the King and Queen of Wands. This is a true connection. And while this may have been a karmic connection, and there's a lesson in this and a lesson that you've learned, this one is the true connection. This is like you are true partners in every sense of the word. You're respectful of each other, you care about each other, you give counsel to each other, and you listen to what the other person is saying. So don't take heart. I mean, it's to be expected. When you're changing the status quo on someone who's held the purse strings or who's been in control of your life for so long, that kind of change, they take it personal. Now, in regards to nicks and secrets, there's still a little bit more work that you have to do, emotionally speaking, and that is to be honest with yourself. I think this is definitely more self-reflection, and a secret regarding yourself that you have to release so you can continue to work towards the culmination of the King and Queen of Wands. I'm going to draw some Whispers of the Ocean Oracle cards to give you some advice for your journey. What do the people who chose Starfish Group do need to know about what do people who chose Starfish need to know about this connection? Okay, so the cards that we have in no particular order are Adrift in Shallow Water. Take a few deep breaths and reconnect to your inner peace. Notice the small things and appreciate them. I definitely think it's important to have these quiet moments because so much change is coming, and again, you're gonna be hurting, whether it's emotional, whether it's and other types. I don't see physical pain. I do see emotional hurt. I don't necessarily see emotional trauma, but I do see that there's going to be long-term effects that you have to heal from. So take a few deep breaths, reconnect with your inner peace, take pleasure in the small things because those are what going to help get you through the day. Seeing both sides, take a step back and try looking at this from a different perspective. No matter what the current status of your relationship is, there are still two people involved. While it is important to see both sides of the relationship, your feelings are just as valid as the other person's feelings. And there may be times where it may seem as if they're saying theirs are more valid. And you have to accept that there is a potential that you'll be hurting someone, and you will be hurting someone. It may not be how you think you're hurting them, but there's going to be hurt, whether it's hurt to the ego or hurt to the heart. Surrounded by prosperity. Your attention is being drawn to the infinite nature of reality. That which exists outside the known is beyond measure. you're going to be doing really well. And I don't mean that you're going to be rich or have obscene wealth. I mean, again, the star, wish fulfillment, you're going to have everything that you need to be happy and to prosper and to thrive. You're going to have that. That doesn't necessarily mean monetary wealth. But there's going to be an abundance of color and life and just peacefulness and a rich environment, which is nice. The gift of neutrality. Balance is at work in your life. Yin and yang are opposites in energy, but reside side by side to create the gift of neutrality. This is what you've been working for the majority of your life, is a balance of your emotional needs with your mental needs, with your physical needs, with your obligations, with everything. So you're on your way to get that, and it's coming. Again, there's still work, but it's coming. You've been working really hard towards that. Look beyond the surface. Avoid becoming distracted by surface issues. Focus on the underlying motivation, cause, or beauty in a situation. Seek ways to bring depth into your world. I want to feel like this is in reference to this, that one last smoke screen of you need me, you need this relationship, you need to stay here. Are you even sure? You know what your ultimate end goal is. You want this. You want this. You do not want this anymore. It's not serving your highest good. And you know what? It's not serving their highest good as well. And they're not willing to make that change, but you are willing to make the change for you. So don't fall prey to distraction tactics. Hold fast to the change that you initiated and your end goal. Keep that in your mind's eye as a focus. Breakthrough to new dimensions. A new endeavor is on the horizon. Innovative energy wants to burst forth into your consciousness. I feel like there's going to be a surprise work thing that's going to bring new dimensions. And it's a path that you kind of thought of maybe pursuing, but didn't have the confidence or didn't think you had the skill to pursue it. I think that's going to bring new opportunities your way coming up. And that's going to be an unexpected consequence of the change that you initiated in the beginning. In the light of the moon, a full moon can shine light on what you have been resisting. This can be anything from your fears to your soul's beauty. I really feel that this is in regards to secrets that you're still holding on that are no longer serving any purpose whatsoever, whether it's for your highest good or not. They may be secret hopes and dreams, or I feel it's more what you feel you should do or what you should have done that no longer resonates. It's almost like it's behind a veil and I can't see it, but I think you can. So this is definitely something that's really personal to a few of you out there, and I can't see. It's like a really gauzy cheap curtain that used to hang in my grandmother's trailer. It was a double wide. It was nice. I miss it. I miss her. Rip. Last one. Life is better together. Seek assistance from your community. Connect with family, friends, or others who will support you. It can be as simple as making a phone call. Absolutely. Stay in contact with those who support and care about you. It's the things, especially in the middle of a pandemic, that we miss the most. One of those is human touch. Quite a few of us, myself included, are so extremely touch-starved that the merest hint of an embrace sends us into like oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine cocktail overload. But stay in touch with those who care about you and have your happiness and emotional growth and well-being as a priority. They don't have to focus everything on you, because then that's not fair to them, but definitely you have a community. Reach out and embrace it. Reach out and embrace those in your community as well, and create like this never-ending loop of feedback. Like your happiness and well-being is directed towards them and they feel good, so they reflect it back at you. Like this is boom. Like I like it a lot. So that's the reading that I got for you. You know what? Let's do some star seeds. I did it for group 1. Let's do a couple of affirmations and messages from the universe. What do those who chose group 2, the starfish, need to know about their reading? Okay. Intuition. Trust your intuition. It has been guiding you to the answers you seek. That little voice in the pit of your stomach, the butterflies in your chest, whatever, man, whatever. However your intuition speaks to you, trust it. Trust it. You've had years honing that gift. And you know that when you ignore it, shit goes haywire. All right. Let's do 2 more. Okay. Vibration. Your vibration is being raised to a higher level, so you are connected to cosmic intelligence. Yep. You're evolving. Earth guide. Your sacred calling upon this planet is to simply love and be loved. And that means to love yourself as well. Not just your family, not just your friends, not just your significant other, but yourself as well. You're included in that equation. And a lot of times we forget that we're allowed to love ourselves. We're allowed to be gentle with ourselves. And I said that for group 1 too. I'm like, you give so much care and concern to your friends and family. And a lot of times you forget that to give that to yourself as well. I'm not putting these away. So that's it, group 2, starfish people. Let me know if this resonated. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me a message in the comments or whatevs. Thank you for popping by. I enjoyed this reading and I hope you come back again soon. Thanks. Bye. Hey, group 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose group 3, you chose this seashell. I don't know what kind of shell it is, and I did do an internet search. So if you know, please feel free to share in the comments what particular little mollusk, bivalve, whatever this thing is. It's been a while since 8th grade science, forgive me. The first and foremost feeling that I got from this shell is that your edges have been softened slightly with age. You're not as sharp as you used to be, but you can still do a little damage if handled too roughly. Your libido may also currently be in overdrive. You're just feeling that need to feel good and to connect with another person or persons. So that's the initial feeling that I got from this shell. I also drew a goddess oracle card from my new deck, and you got Mama Cocha, which is the Incan goddess of water. And I'm gonna read what the description is out of the book because I just think that it is so amazing, so bear with me. I do apologize. Okay. The world we inhabit began from oceanic waters of life and the waters that surrounded us in the womb, both of which are the domain of the Incan goddess Mama Cocha. We are most attuned to the qualities of water, as the element of water symbolically represents our emotions. Our emotions move us to make us perceive the world as we know it. The beauty in this truth is found by observing water in all her properties and forms. Water is fluid and passes through cracks and flaws in the ground without stress, moving around obstacles and patiently wearing away the most jagged rocks until they are smooth and gleaming. Water ebbs and flows, comes and goes in powerful rhythmic motions as the seas and oceans reveal their promise of release and return. Water rises up from the ground and seeds the clouds and then rains upon the earth to ensure growth and sustain life. Water turns to hard ice and blankets the world in a protective shell, even of soft snow, allowing the dormancy of life to herald a time of dreaming. Then the ice melts and the cycles begin again. The answer to your question lies in determining what form of water reveals the conditions of your life, and then recognizing the next evolution in your life's potential. If you are in an ebb, you can expect a flow. If things are temporarily frozen, soon they will melt. If it seems that your world is too wet and temporary shelter is needed, you can expect new growth and sunny days again. Mama Cocha reminds you that the waters of your life are perfect as they are now, and just as perfect in the way that they will evolve. Unlimited potential is revealed when this goddess comes to visit. Alignment message. Overwhelm and empathy overload has opened up a tidal wave of emotion that feels like it's threatening to engulf you. Feelings are unruly now, and you may discover that it's difficult to control them as you project their shadowy fears onto the screen of your life. The goddess Mama Kocha says your task now is to detach, step back, and allow your feelings to pass through you like water without judgment or disapproval. Let your fears be washed away with self-love and understanding. The world can be a chaotic place, and uncertainty can create instability where people will act out in incomprehensible ways. Move to higher ground, say no to engaging, and wait. Now is the time to respond when you feel ready rather than react in the heat of the moment. Let the goddess Mama Kocha's waters of life hold you up and surround you like the fluid did in your mother's womb. Let love be that water. Which I think is absolutely beautiful. Water is cleansing. Water is healing. Water, again, as I mentioned in the book, when we're the water of the womb, the best dreams that I used to have as a kid or even as an adult was where I could breathe underwater, is because we're trying to find that sense of contentment and safety that we first experienced in the womb. So this is definitely a card about emotions. It's a card about feelings. It's a card about love. And it's a card about looking to water as a guide. If you're having dreams and there's water in it, look to the state of the water. Are the seas rough and rocky? Are you in a placid pond? Are you knee deep and feel like you're drowning, or are you splashing carefree? And that'll give you some insight onto the things that your brain is trying to process and what you're going through. So I got that. This card I think was the most easiest and this deck was the most easiest and most intuitive reading out of the three total that I've done now. So that was enjoyable. First card I got was Strength. 5 of Wands. The Sun. The World reversed. The Wheel of Fortune. 10 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles reversed. The Hanged Man clarifying the 10 of Pentacles. 5 of Cups. Queen of Swords. Death, don't be scared. And the Star clarifying death. All right. Overall feeling. As evidenced, you have a strong energy. Like, it's that whole velvet glove covering an iron fist kind of thing. You're not afraid to get down and dirty, to get down in the thick of things, and you have worked and fought to get exactly where you are now. Like, you've worked hard to reach a sense, and there is a sense of accomplishment and pride that you're feeling. You should feel that because you've worked hard to get where you're at. And you have focused all of your energy on the world. The world card in this reading tells me that your world is very small. And I don't mean like you don't care about other people or what's going on all over the world. It's like you have your priorities in line. You focus your time and energy on those closest to you, your friends, your family, your community, and like I said, those closest to you. And while your life hasn't been all chocolate and roses or whatever, there's always been good things to balance out the bad. Like, you may not always see the luck is on your side, but it's always been there. And it's like for every bad thing that happens, a good thing comes to not necessarily negate, because those bad things are essentially lessons learned. Like, those are karmic lessons that you've had to experience in order to get the good luck that follows. So you learn the lesson, you learn to release it, and then something good comes to replace that space that energy releasing has left. We've also got the 10 of Cups. You're reaching a period of time in your life where you are so content with who you are and who you love and who's coming into your life and who's going out and what you have. There are still some emotional aspects that you have to come to terms with. And while this is the suit of coins, the pentacles, there's also some emotional stuff and emotional growth that you are still undergoing. This also is work related, like with financial desperation. And I think that there is a little bit of that soon. It freaked you out, and it made you worry about the future and the future of your loved ones. But the Hanged Man tells me that you saw what needed to be done and you did it. And no one put you in an awkward or uncomfortable place. You saw that hard work was needed. And so you placed yourself up there and you did the work, and you found that balance. You saw the path that needed to be taken, so you set out on that. And I think that is very awesome of you. Obviously, with the Five of Cups energy, there are still some things that you're learning and that you're growing through. And these things still have the power to knock you on an emotional loop. Like, some internal thought processes are harder to leave than others. And it's easy for not necessarily to trigger, but to push your buttons to where you forget everything that you still have when shit hits the fan and everything's spilt all over the floor. But again, because you're strong, you're also a queen. You fix your crown, you lift up your head, you wipe your face, you draw your sword, and you look to the future. You are ready. You're ready to fight. You're ready to work. You're ready to do what needs to be done. Now, the Death card tells me that there's still some major transformations going on. You're not the pinnacle of who you were meant to be, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like, some people, there's that joke, like, I peaked too soon, or I peaked in high school, and then I saw on Tumblr today that said it's easy to impress when you're 15 and so are your peers, or something like that. You're still undergoing a transformation, and this is you. This is not you. You are not scared and helpless and frightened of what's to come. You're charging in, ready to take this bitch on. And I don't mean this bitch, like, I don't mean she's a bitch. But you're ready for that transformation. You're almost a little too eager for it, but you have to remember that these things take time. And to get the results you want, you have to put in the effort for that as well. Now, the star clarified that. So obviously, you're going to be okay. Not only because you're the queen, and because you have strength on your side and the Wheel of Fortune on your side, and you've got 10 of Cups energy with like fucking rainbows and happiness and shit, but you not only light up your personal night sky, but you inspire and light up the sky for other people as well. You're giving this energy, you're pouring it out, you're sharing that, you're not just hoarding it for yourself. So that transformation is going to elevate you into a higher a state of being, where your light is going to spread and help those who are on a similar path to you. And it's like an inspiration. It's like shining a light and helping someone down a path you've already walked, and you have that knowledge and experience. So maybe you can make it a little easier for them. A, because you wish someone would have done that for you, or B, someone did do that from you and you're just passing on the good karma. So that was the really, really simple, quick reading. Like, I was amazed at how soon this came out, and it was so straightforward. And with the water aspect, like, there's still transformation and there's still healing that's going on, because you do still have some stuff that you have to deal with. So pay attention to your dreams, obviously. Pay attention to what your mind is trying to tell you, but know that you're gonna be okay. Like, you're gonna be okay, and you're in a really good place right now. That's only going to improve no matter what hardships come your way, because fortune is on your side and you've got the world. Boom. So let's do some Whispers of the Ocean oracle cards. What does group 3 need to know about their reading? What does group, you know what, I'm not feeling that, and that actually, I don't think they were shuffled appropriately from the last reading, so I apologize. What does group 3 need to know? Okay. All right. Okay. First card we've got is gentle moderation. Take your time. Pressure from others and yourself can be released by renegotiating what you are trying to accomplish. Definitely take your time, especially when you feel that you're being pushed or the energy from someone else is bringing you down. Take a step back. Remember the end goal of that transformation that you're trying to accomplish, and remember what you're trying to do, essentially. Oh, mother. I dropped a card. I'm sorry. Enjoy the journey. Stay present and flexible. Many changes are going on for you and around you. These changes are not only good, but necessary. Bring your awareness into the now rather than focusing on the past or the future. So like awareness of the now, changes are coming. Focus on the present, your current worlds. Okay, focus on the present and your current worlds. Change is coming, but enjoy the journey. Take happiness and pleasure in the little things that you've worked so hard to accomplish, to get you to the point where you're at now. Safe and surrounded by love. Keep your heart open and know you are being protected. Listen to what you know to be true and allow yourself to see and understand what is going on around you. You have a very strong support network, and I don't just mean friends and family and loved ones. I mean like spiritual guidance and ancestors and that spiritual energy watching over you. I definitely get a feel it is an ancient, older energy. Definitely, especially coupled with Mama Kocha, the Incan goddess. I definitely feel an older spiritual familial energy. Looking at the underbelly, be sure that you're using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider taking time to organizing yourself, or perhaps a project you are working on can use some fine-tuning. You're a hard worker. Nobody doubts that. You're a strong-ass bitch. Nobody doubts that either. But there's no harm in reevaluating everything and finding ways that you could tweak it. So when you do go into this period of change and reflection, you have all the knowledge that you can to help get you through. Seeing both sides, take a step back and try looking at this from a different perspective. From this, I feel it is also looking at the underbelly. Typically, we don't look up in the ocean, we're looking down because we're swimming at the surface. Sometimes we have to dive a little deeper to get a better understanding of what's going on. Every step counts. There is an advantage in taking things slowly, breathe deeply, and fully as you consider your options. I feel this is definitely relationship related. There's no harm in rushing forward. Enjoy the journey. Wait, didn't we get enjoy the journey? Enjoy the journey. If this is a new relationship or relationship that is starting to become something different, enjoy it. Take your time. You don't have to rush anything. You don't have to get cuffed. You don't have to U-Haul. You don't have to do anything. Enjoy the little moments as they come, because you're still working on you too, and you want to make sure that you're in a strong place. So when you finally get here and this transformation happens, you are, again, knowledgeable with everything at your disposal. Surrounded by prosperity, your attention is being drawn to the infinite nature of reality. That which exists outside the known is beyond measure. You are currently in a period, where is it? of ideal prosperity. And it may not seem like it on some days, but you are surrounded. You are surrounded, and there's joy, and there's happiness, and there's color and life all around you. And it may be just pops of color and pops of brightness or prosperity that keep you going, but I feel that there's just an abundance of loving, just healing energy being directed your way. And then finally, empower yourself. Tune in to your personal power. You are more than able to handle the situation facing you. Allow yourself to be the strong, beautiful person that you are capable of. I mean, we already know this. We already know this. Like, look, this energy is off the fucking charts. Like, off the fucking charts. So you know this, you're strong, you're able to handle, you're able to take care of your business, because you will continue to do so. So let's end this reading with some starseeds. I figured I did that for the first group. Might as well do it for you guys too. So these are just some affirmations and helpful bits, of advice to perk you up. Dreams. The universe speaks to you through your dreams. Again, what did I say? Pay attention to your dreams, especially pay attention to the water in your dreams. I think that's going to help you. Water, again, obviously emotions, heals, cleanses, nourishes us, keeps us alive. We would die without water. It feeds us. There's food in the ocean and the rivers if you still consume animals. I mean, I do, but some people don't. Fair. I respect it. What else? Earth Guide. Your sacred calling upon this planet is to simply love and be loved. This is the second time this popped out. I feel like a lot of people need to remember that you are entitled to love and to show love to the people you care about. And when we can't, or we feel we are unable to show the love to those we care about and we hold near and dear to our hearts, it hurts us. It feels unnatural even. So remember, that's your sacred calling. Simply love and be loved. Courage. Live your life fearlessly with courage, strength, and determination. I think you've already got a good handle on that one. Like, you are no stranger to living your life fearlessly. Sometimes it's hard, but you still managed to in the end. So group 3, that was your reading. Again, if you know what specific shell this is, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I tried Googling and I was useless. This reading resonated, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for checking out my channel and checking out this video, and I hope you guys come back again sometime soon. Thanks. Well, hello. Welcome. We're going to try a tea reading and a bonus oracle card divination. So what I feel, what I see, there's not a lot going around you at the moment. Everything kind of seems far off. There is a major interaction that is just at the cusp of coming to fruition. So that'll be a bit of excitement, definitely closer to the holidays. Period of transformation. I see an arrow, a greater than, so the results will be greater than you expected of this interaction, which will lead to more opportunities. Not as big as the first, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but there'll be more opportunities coming your way. Not all at once, they're spaced out, but it's something to look forward to in the future. Let's see. You can be your own knight. You don't have to stay up in the tower by yourself. You can polish your own damn sword. The world is waiting, or the world awaits you. Big time sleepy energy. Let's do one more. Release your guilt. If there's something that you've been holding on to, now is the time to release it. Absolutely. A new day is coming, a new dawn is coming, and you can be the hero in your own story. So thanks for joining me for this bonus cuppa, and catch you guys later. Bye.